Hi guys, it's Diane here. I hope you're doing really well. I've got a beautiful stitch tutorial for you today. It's called the Primrose stitch and it is really easy, just a 2-row repeat. Any beginners out there, give this a try. If you know how to do a double crochet, you can follow along with this. It's very easy to make and it's also so pretty. As you can see, lots of detail and texture within the stitch. I'm going to continue with this and make a scarf. I think it's turning out really nicely. You don't have to do different colours. I'm going to show you what it looks like in one colour. Here you go. Just as beautiful if you're doing it in one colour. This would make a gorgeous blanket. Okay, so the one I'm going to show you today is this one, and I'm using a double knit, various colours in double knit yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So to start, make your slip knot, and we're going to do a foundation chain in a multiple of 3. So start by making your chains. That's yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That's 3. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. And continue making your chains in a multiple of 3 until your project is the width that you want it to be. It can be any multiple of 3 that you like. So go ahead now and make your chain to the width that you want your project to be. So once you've reached the width that you want your project to be, I'm just doing a sample of 30 chains just for this video. Then you need to add 2 chains. 1, 2. Okay, so for row 1, we are going to make a single crochet. In the UK, that's a double crochet. So in the 3rd chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3. Put your hook in. Yarn over, pull up a loop. 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Then chain 2. 1, 2. And then we're going to put another single crochet into the same stitch that you've just worked. So into the same one, put your hook back in, pull up a loop and make another single crochet. Okay, then we're going to skip 2 chains. So 1, 2, and in the next chain, make another single crochet. Then chain 2, and then make a single crochet into the same stitch that you've just worked. And we're going to repeat this all the way along your foundation chain. So skip 2 and single crochet into the next. So 1, 2, and single crochet into the next. Then chain 2 and single crochet into the same stitch just worked. Sorry, went a little bit off camera there, so I'll do it again. So we skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and in the next chain, put your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops, then chain 2. Then put another single crochet in the stitch that you've just worked here, hook back in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops, skip 2 chains, 1, 2, put your hook in the next, make a single crochet, then chain 2, and then make a single crochet in the same stitch. And if you just have a look at your work, you'll see that we're making this little bridges here of chain 2 spaces. So continue all the way across your foundation chain, putting in your single crochet, chain 2, and then single crochet into the same stitch, and then skip 2 chains before you do the next one. 1, 2, and do it then again. Single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. Okay, so continue all the way to the end of your foundation chain until you have 2 chains left, and I'll meet you there. So here we are coming up to the end of row 1, and you should have 2 chains left on your chain here. We're going to skip a chain and then make a half double crochet into the last. In the UK, that's a half treble. So yarn over, put your hook into that last stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops, and that finishes row 1. There you go. So for row 2, going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. Now when you've turned your work, you can see here the little bumps where you've got your chain 2 spaces here. We are going to work our first stitch into this space under the bumps of the chain 2. So effectively we're skipping 2 chains, this one, and we're working into this chain 2 space, and we're going to make a double crochet. In the UK that's a treble crochet. So yarn over, put your hook in, through underneath into that chain 2 space, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And what we want is 3 double crochets into this same space here, the same stitch. So yarn over again, put your hook into that same space, bring up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And now we're going to make one more. So we've got 3 double crochets in that same space. And then if you look at your work, you'll find the next one here. We're skipping 2 stitches, 1, 2, and we're working into this chain 2 space again. And again, we're putting in 3 double crochets all into that same space. That's 1, oh, 2, all in that same space. 3. There we go. You can see your 3 double crochets there and there. And we're going to very simply repeat this in every chain 2 space here, 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 all the way along. So find your next chain 2 space. If you prefer to count 2 stitches, so we skip that one, and into the next, place your next 3 double crochet stitches. There we go, that's another 3 double crochet stitches, and again into your next chain 2 space. We've skipped this stitch, we've skipped this stitch, we're working into this one where there's a little bridge. You hook in and make your 3 double crochet stitches. There you go. Now if you look at your work, you can see your 3 double crochet stitches. There we go. Keep going, putting 3 double crochet stitches into your chain 2 spaces there, under each little bump, all the way along, and I'll meet you as we're approaching the end of the row. So here we are, we're coming up to the end of the row. We've just got one more chain 2 space to put in our 3 double crochets. So we'll do that. It's a little bit fiddly because we've not got much material to hold on to, but just take your time. It gets easier as the material gets longer for you to hold on to. Okay, so there's your last 3 double crochet stitches there. And if you look here, we need to finish off the row. If you look here, we have a chain 2 here. What we're going to do is we're going to make a double crochet, so yarn over and just pop your hook in just to the right hand side of that chain there and make a double crochet to finish off row 2. There we go, that's the end of row 2. So for row 3, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and turn your work. Start to see these beautiful stitches coming together. Now you've done this on row 1, but it's just slightly different as to where you're placing them. If you look at your 3 double crochet stitches here, we're going to place our first stitch into this top of this middle double crochet. So again, we are skipping 2 stitches, 1, 2, working into the 3rd. It just happens to be the middle double crochet stitch from the row below. So we're making a single crochet again, hook in, make your single crochet, then chain 2, and into the very same stitch, the same as row 1, make another single crochet, hook into that same stitch that you've just worked, make another single crochet. There we go. And we're making these little bumps again. So then we're skipping 2 stitches, 1, 2, and working into the next. But if at a glance, we're working into the top of that middle double crochet stitch. So 1, 2, hook into the next, and make a single crochet. Then chain 2. And then into the same stitch, make another single crochet. And then skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, single crochet into the next. And then chain 2, and then single crochet into that same stitch. And we're going to repeat this all the way along row 3. So if you glance at your work, you can see your 3 double crochets there. You skip these 2 here and pop your single crochet into the top of that middle crochet stitch. Make your single crochet. In the UK, this is called a double crochet. I'll put the UK and US terminology at the top of the screen. So then when you've chained 2, another single crochet. Then skip 2, single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet into that same stitch. Okay, continue along. I'll just show you work there. We're making these little bumps again all the way along, and I'll meet you as we're approaching the end of the row. So here we are, we're coming up to the end of row 3, and you have 1 stitch there and then this chain 3 here. And what we're going to do is we're going to skip this stitch here and make a half double crochet into just inside this chain 3. So yarn over. In the UK, I think that's a half treble. So yarn over, put your hook, just put it straight in through the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, got 3 loops on your hook, pull through all 3 loops, and that finishes row 3. Now the pattern repeat is from now on you repeat rows 2 and 3 over and over again. I'll just show you the other side. And for row 2 you would start with the chain 3, turn your work, and then you would repeat row 2 where you would be putting in your 3 double crochet stitches into this same chain 2 space. If you need to rewind this video to take a look at row 2, you can do that. What I would like to do is to make this the pattern a little more interesting, and you don't have to do this, but I'm just going to show you how, if you'd like to, how to change colours. So you can change colour on any row that you want to do. In this pattern, I am just going to change colour every third row, the end of every row 3, if you like. So I'll just show you how to do that now. So to change colour, first of all, you're going to bring yourself some scissors and your next colour, which in this case is white. Okay. So what we do, we've just put in our last stitch here, and remember we've got the stitch here and the chain space here. So we finish the row the same as before, and I'm going to do the most simple method of changing colour. So yarn over, hook in and make your half double crochet. Yarn over, pull through all 3 stitches. So we're going to change colour here, so yarn over and pull through some wool, just like that, and leaving 2 or 3 inches so you can sew in your ends. Just snip off your colour there, put your hook back in, pull that through, and there we've finished with that colour. So bring in your second colour, and if you look here, we're going to put our hook into that very corner stitch there, and put your hook wool over your hook and put it through. Then just tie a knot, leaving some wool for you to sew in your ends. There you go. Easiest way of changing colour. Nothing complicated has to be. There's lots of fancy ways of changing colour, but we're keeping it nice and simple today. So grab your hook and pull through your wool, and there you've changed colour. Now we're going to continue just as before by repeating rows 2 and 3. So yarn over and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. And now we're going to put in our 3 double crochet stitches into this chain 2 space here. And then we jump straight over, skipping 2 stitches, and put another 3 double crochets into the next. There we go. Continue all the way along this row, putting in your 3 double crochets into your chain 2 space, and I'll meet you as we're approaching the end of this row. So here we are approaching the end of the row, and we've just put in our last 3 double crochets into that chain 2 space, and to finish this row we put in a double crochet into this chain 2 space, and now you just put my hook through into that space there. Makes it nice and easy, and that's the end of that row. And then you would continue by chaining 2, and then you would repeat row 3, which is skip these 2 stitches, put a single crochet in the next. These single crochet, chain 2, and then single crochet into that same stitch. Skip 2, single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet into the same stitch. Skip 2, and same again here. So repeat all the way along. So continue repeating rows 2 and 3. You can change colour as and whenever you feel. I'm changing colour every 3 rows, and keep going until your project goes as long as you want it to be. And there you go. This is what your work should look like after 21 rows, and you just keep going until you've got your project exactly the length that you want it to be. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. And happy crocheting, and I'll see you next time.